Hey guys, Tom Downey here for Chat Sports. I want to do a little bit different thing for my fantasy articles. I think they've been getting a little bit stale lately, just kind of the same comments over and over again. So I wanted to kind of mix it up and add a little video element to what I've been doing. So what this is going to be is I'm going to eliminate the notes on the fantasy articles, and this will kind of replace that element. So if you like it, let me know. My Twitter is at whatgoingdowny. If you don't like it, you can let me know too, although I prefer positive feedback as everyone else does. But getting down to the rankings, the top five guys shouldn't be much of a surprise. Peyton, Rodgers, Luck, Brady, Breeze. Kind of makes sense. They're five of the best players in the league. Huge fantasy studs. If you own them, there's no reason to not be playing them. After that, it's a little bit different this week. I've got Philip Rivers at number 6. He was I know he was bad the last time he was out, but he's got a great matchup this week against Oakland, and he had an extra week off to kind of regroup and get things figured out. I think he'll be fine going forward. Big Ben, not as great as he was against the Jets, but another one with a good matchup. Stafford, who's normally kind of in that top 6, sometimes even in that top 5 range, down to 8 this week for me. He's playing the Cardinals. That's not a great matchup. I just don't like that one very much. I've got Matt Ryan up there kind of high, maybe even a little bit too high. But the Panthers, excuse me, didn't look very good last week. And it's Matt Ryan. He's not as good on the road, but I think he's going to kind of start to pick things back up, kind of more the way he was early in the season. I've got RG3 at 10. It's a really good matchup. I'm not sure if I trust him back yet, but if he's going to have a big game, it's probably going to come against the Bucks because they're terrible this year. I've got Kaepernick at 11. He's been very solid all year, but he hasn't put up any big games, so kind of more of a safe play. Cutler, I know he was bad last week. He was terrible. The whole Bears team was, but the Vikings aren't really that good either. I think he'll be fine. Sanchez 13. I wasn't really surprised by that, and if you read last week's article, you kind of saw that as well. I don't think there's that big of a drop off between him and Nick Foles. So I think he'll kind of hang out in that range, in that Foles range, which was for me kind of in the 10 to 15 range, depending on the matchup, sometimes even a little bit higher. This one's not too bad, but kind of play it safe with Sanchez. You probably signed him off the waiver wire, so you don't need to be playing him every week. So if the matchup's good, play him. If not, just keep him on your bench. Cam Newton at 14 for me. He's hurt. I'm convinced he's hurt. His offensive line is terrible. His receivers aren't that great. Just hopefully you have somebody else that you can play. Wilson is normally up above the 15 mark for me, but against KC, sit him if you can. And then you kind of got that. After that, it's just kind of a matchup base, and they're really not that good this week. Tannehill's been higher. I don't trust him against Buffalo. That's a really good defense. McCown hasn't been very good. Eli's prone to turnovers. Andy Dalton was just terrible last week, although for him there's really nowhere to go but up. And then Bridgewater, I actually like the matchup a lot against the Chicago Bears, but he hasn't done that much yet this season, and I prefer to wait and see based on what happens. So those are my quarterback rankings. You can go to the halfbacks, receivers, tight ends, defensive player page, and you'll have more videos and more rankings. So let me know what you guys think. Once again, the Twitter handle at whatgoingdowny. Thanks, guys.